you doing? PKR.
So I've been in real estate now for almost 4 years. My GCI last year was just under 12 million. I do work for a very large high volume company here in Georgia, and they do provide us with leads, but I also had a lot of like my own business last year as well too. But my goal was to get away from company leads and really just focus on growing my business and getting, more leads, SOIs, on my own. And so I dealt with a few different lead companies actually, and very disappointed. They're a dime a dozen, and they all promise you the world and don't really do that. So yeah, when I found this company, I was a little skeptical, but so far it seems like it's pretty good.
Okay, so you said you did some other marketing in the past. So can you be a little bit more specific?
I mean, like aside from like as far as marketing goes, like, I have a personal Facebook and a professional Facebook, obviously any of my listings, closings, under contract, anything that went on, of course, my personal. And then my professional, I actually have another company that I hired out to. Nice, and I don't have to worry about it. So I like that part of it. But, as far as like any other marketing, that's pretty much it, is just, Facebook. I'm not a big Instagrammer. I don't even think I have an Instagram account. Facebook. So they manage the other social media part of it. But I sent out mailers and stuff like that. Done agent farming lists, but yeah.
What were you relying on before to get your spear up? He's basically.
I work for provides lead, much lower commission. So that's why, again, you really want to have your own business and you have that full commission split versus having to, basically cut it in half.
So how would you compare real estate vendors to any of the agencies you worked before in the past?
I'll just compare to the most recent one I use. I won't say the name, obviously. But, they were supposed to, I don't think they did like Facebook ads or anything like that, but whatever they did, they, basically said, oh, you should get, so many listings or whatever. And like, if something came through, I would get an email or a phone number. And the only thing that ever came through was it was always bad or wrong number. It was like spam. So, and I'm like, okay, something in a lead's coming through. And then I call them like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, oh, well, that happens sometimes. And that absolutely nothing came of it.
Do you feel we're any different as in terms of customer service, the way we communicate, just service-wise in general?
Just the communication from the get-go has been awesome. I know I've spoken with you probably more than anybody, but even with the systems that you have in place, like Slack and all that, like if I need something, if I have a question, I go on there, it's usually taken care of right away. I mean, I've emailed you on your personal one on accident, but you actually got back to me within a matter of an hour. And just a follow-up, like, hey, is everything okay? How are we doing? Like, I'm very impressed with that side of it, because the other lead companies I work with, it was like oh, they got your money, peace out, and they don't really care what happens after that. And I don't feel that way with this company at all.
And that's the greatest thing I love about us, right? We're not just get your money then. We're actually a do it with you program assistance, right? So we actually view this as a partnership in us working together and collabing to provide you with the utmost and greatest results, because that's the only way to do it, right? So yeah, it's perfect, man. I love to hear that.
And you know that these companies are a dime a dozen. And I had worked with other ones, and they say, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And then nothing happens. But you're like, it's kind of one of those like, well, maybe this one will work, and if you don't try, you won't know. And the thing that I liked about it was because you said like, hey, if you don't get like 10 listing appointments within 6 months or something, like we will go to work for you. We will work for you until we do that. So I was like, well, what do you have to lose?
What was holding you back before with working us? Because you said you were holding back. I don't blame you, because if someone was doing that to my agency, took my money, and just said, bye, I would be,
just wanted to take a chance and hoping it would work. I understand your hesitance, because I have been with other companies who said they're going to do X, Y, and Z and they don't do it. But I would say specifically, they do what they say they're going to do. Pretty much constant communication. And if you have a problem or if you have an issue, you know, there's going to be somebody that's going to take your call and get it resolved. So I 100% say, you know, take a chance, give it a chance. You know, it's not like the other lead companies you worked with. And they stand behind what they say. You know, if they don't do what they say they're going to do, then they're going to come correct with it, and they're going to make sure it gets done.